don't see anyone in, but we'll see if anyone joins. So we'll get started. Welcome to the kettlebell class. You need one medium to heavy kettlebell or dumbbell. All right. First, we'll start off with our regular warm up. So we're going to do a couple prying goblet squats. Pull yourself down, shift your weight back and forth, and come back up. We'll do 5 of these. You should feel it opening up your hips and a little bit maybe stretching in those hamstrings as you pry from left to right. All right, after that, we have fire hydrants. So you're going to come tabletop position on your hands and knees. 5 each side, pulling the knee away. All right, other side. I have quick child's pose between. And again. All right. So after this, the 5 on each side for twice for a total of 10 is the 500. Then we're going to do our shoulder W's. So you're going to be pulling your shoulder blades together in the back, creating a W with your arms, but you're going to have a slight hinge in your hips. So 10 of those. Go ahead. All right. So we're going to be doing 3 exercises, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. The one exercise is going to be left and right. So it'll be kind of like 4 exercises essentially. The first exercise is going to be a goblet squat with a pause. So you're going to hike your bell up. So a nice clean up. We've worked on this before. So hinge back, grab the top of the bell, pop up. The bell pops up. Your hands come under to catch it. So clean that bell up. Nice deep goblet squat. Count 1, 2 in your head and come up. So instead of down and immediately up, it's down, up. So down, 1, 2, and up. All right. You're going to count for yourself because we're going to be doing this time. So everyone's going to be on their own little schedule here. All right. Now our next is going to be a lying press. So I'm going to lay flat on my back. And the bell is going to start at my chest, and I'm going to press up. So my knees are bent, feet flat on the ground, body completely flat into the ground, eyes up. So to pick up this bell safely from a seated position, you want to bring the bell. So slide it under your legs or sit yourself with it kind of between your legs here. And I'm going to pull it up to my chest. So like a little curl it up to my chest. I'm going to come down, readjust the hands, and I'll press. So my elbows come straight back and then press up. So that bell comes right up above my chest. Every time I come down, it goes straight out. All right, then sit yourself up and lower the bell. All right, try not to do any crazy twisty movements that are going to hurt your back. Then after this, we are going to drag the bell to where we need it, or if you don't need to be moving around, you leave it where it is. I just like to be square in front of the camera for you guys, so you'll see me moving the bell around a lot, but every time you put it down, if you just want to keep it there between picking it up and down, that's fine too. As long as you can hear me and see me if you need to, you're golden. All right, we're going to do a march with our bell overhead. So if you have learned how to single arm clean, you can go ahead and swing back, clean up, and then we're going to hold on. I'm going to hold my wrist here. So I'm gently assisting the weight of the bell with my fingers, but I'm going to pop up with my legs, and get this bell overhead. So I'm going to kneel down so you can see where my arm is here. It's going to be a little out of view for the camera. Bell rests slightly against my forearm. Everything's in one straight line, straight up. All right. So once we get to that position, you are going to keep a nice tight core and you're going to march. After that, you'll come down and to the floor. If you do not know how to do that single arm clean, you can double clean and then flip this guy over. All right. And then you'll repeat it on the other side. So make sure when I start counting down those 15 seconds of rest, you're getting yourself ready. So with 5 seconds left, you should be up here so that when I get down to 1, you're push pressing up, getting in that nice squared off position, a nice tight core. We don't want the rib cage flaring here. We don't want to arch back. For a lot of you, I'd like you to have your eyes up at the bell so that you know where that weight that's above your head is. All right, that was a lot of explaining, but we're going to start from the beginning here. It's going to be a squat with a 2 count hold. All right. I can get my timer to start. 3, 2, clean up 1 and go. So squat, count 1, 2. And rest. All right, get down to the ground. So if you see, I'm going to move that bell. So when I sit, it's between my legs, and I'm ready to curl it up so I can lay back and press. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead. Nice tight core here, keeping that lower back flat into the ground. And come up. Stand on up. Get ready to bring that bell up to shoulder height. Go ahead, bring the bell up. And press up and go ahead and march. So eyes up with the bell. Nice, straight march. One knee drives up. I have one arm out for balance. I have a tight core. And I'm breathing. It's really going to help us with our core stability and balance. And come down all the way to the ground. So if you see, I catch here with both hands, and then I let that bell come down. I'm hinging to release. All right, bring it up to the other wrist. Right there. Press and march. Go ahead. And come down. All right. That's one round completed. We're going to do 2 more of this, and then we'll do some skill work at the end. Even though this is learning some new skills, we're going to be doing skill work at the end. All right. I'm going to reset my timer. Grab water if you need it. All right. We are starting again with the squat 2 count hold. All right. I want a nice deep squat and a nice solid hold. So when you hold down at the bottom, I want your chest to stay up. Try not to let yourself sink down or like rest the elbows on the thighs, none of that. Hold that nice position and then drive straight back up. Everything should be nice and controlled. All right. 3, clean up, 2, 1, and go ahead. And rest. All right. Get down on the ground. Bell in front of you between those legs. All right, go ahead. Pressing straight up to the sky. Let me move in the camera view a little bit more, but you keep going. Rib cage and lower back, pressing down into that ground. And rest. All right, curl up and stand. We gotta get ready. Get that bell overhead in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go ahead. Marching. You see my arm is right next to my ear. I don't let it drift away. The marching makes it hard for the arm to drift away, which will strengthen this position for harder skills that we are going to learn. And come down. Nice. All right. Other side's coming up in 10 seconds. Do whatever you need to set yourself up. 5 seconds. Go ahead. Try not to let that body pull. Keep everything nice and even right here. Your core holding you there. We might not be doing crunches, but this is a core blaster. And come down. Good work. Move one more round. And then we're going to do some single arm swings. We're going to work a little bit on that transition that we touched on if you took the class last month. If not, I'll talk you through it and you can just do what you're prepared for. All right. We're resetting this timer. We're starting back at the top with the squats, with each exercise one more time. All right. All right. 3, 2, 1, and get squatting. So squat, hold 2, and up. Try not to count too fast. It should be squat, 1, 2, up. All right. You do 1 Mississippi it. Go ahead and do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and rest. All right. Get on the ground. We got some presses to do. 3, 2, 1, and go. You want to make this more of a challenge? You pick the feet up. Now your core is engaged. and rest. All right. Get up. Get ready to bring that bell overhead and march. Go ahead. And come down. Good. All right. Other side, and then we're done with the circuit. I know my arms are tired. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. And you're coming up and marching. I'm slowing down. Almost done. And rest. All right. That was a killer. Hold that one in your back pocket for your own exercises. You can definitely add to it. But from here, we are going to do some learning. So let me check our time. All right. Grab some water. Grab a rest real quick. I'm going to grab water. I'll be right back. All right. Let that heart rate come down a bit. Don't stop moving. Don't sit. Grab your bell. We're going to single arm swing. All right. So quick refresher of the hinge deadlift swing progression. I'm going to skip the deadlift in our progression. We're going to talk about the swing more. So hip hinge. Hips are coming back. You can see the things behind me. My hips don't really cross the plane that they're starting at. So this brown ornament is right under my hips. My hips never come below it as I hinge. Versus if I squat, my hips come down to meet that. All right. So back and forward is what you want to think about with your hips. Slight bend. Never lock those knees out. You'll feel big, big stretch of the hamstrings, and you'll feel off balance, like you want to tip forward onto the balls of your feet. Nope. Nice, even weight distribution on the feet. Hinge back, pop forward. Hinge back, pop forward. All right. So that pop forward is a nice squeeze of the glutes. That's just going to send our bell in the air when we do a double hand swing. So hike back, pop, back, down. Single arm swing, the same thing, but now you only have one arm grabbing on, so you need to make sure you keep these shoulders even. You don't want to let yourself twist in and out. You want that same back and forward motion. So I'm going to grab on with my right hand and tip. So that's one long line from my shoulder to the end of the bell. Hike, pop, hike, land. All right, that was bad landing on my part. There we go. Land in that nice straight line again. So you're starting about 1 foot's length away from the bell, feet a little wider than shoulder width. You'll find your comfort zone as you keep going, all right? So, to continue, so that was just one swing and I landed. To continue that, just do it the same way I continue a double hand swing, right? So I'm going to hike, pop, hike, pop, hike, pop, coming right down the middle of my body. I bring the other arm up with it. There's 2 things you can do with this hand, right? When I swing back, I always want this arm swinging back. So we're out of the way of that momentum. Because if I leave the hand here, it just is it's kind of weird, right? So it's not swinging in with this hand because we don't want it to get in the way of the bell handle because we're holding the bell handle like this, right? So if this arm comes in too and we're not holding together, it's just kind of getting in our way. So this arm's going to swing back, right? And then when I come up, I can come up and meet the bell, but I don't grab on. Just kind of hold my hand above and then swing back again. Or you can swing in the way you would clean, right? So bring that fist up to the shoulder. So I prefer it. My wrist up to the shoulder. Occasionally, if I'm having a momentum, the timing problem, I'll meet up here. But for power, I prefer to drive in, all right? If I have a really light bell and I don't want to have it flying up here, that's when I like to bring my hand. It's kind of like to stop it. I don't really add any pressure. It's more of a mental thing, okay? So I'll show you facing you so that you can see where my arm goes. Swing back. Or I come to meet it. And that helps you to keep with this bell in the middle of your body, the same place it will be if you're holding on with both hands. All right? So if this comes easy to you, go ahead, practice that on the left and on the right, because I just showed you all right, but you definitely need to be practicing on both sides. For me, my left is definitely a little more difficult. So do a few practice swings for me. All right. Now, fun thing we can do is transition in the air. If your bell is truly floating, you're able to let go of it and grab on in time in the air. All right, so something I do as a little trick when I'm double hand swinging, please don't try this yet, but I'm just going to show you. Swing back, I go up, I pop off the bell for a second, and I catch back on, and that's my time to swing. I can then switch in the air. Or if I do a few on one side, I switch to do a few on the other. All right. So if you want to try that, I recommend with a single hand, do a few swings when you feel ready. So coming to meet the bell each time. When you feel ready, grab on, let go. Because I've been doing this for so long, I kind of let go and grab on at the same time. But for you guys, we don't want your bell, take a hole in your ground, down to the neighbor's apartment or whatever. We don't want those holes in the ground. We don't want to break any windows. So after a few swings, you'll swing up, grab on with the other hand, and let go and come down. I'm gonna step towards you with each swing so you can see up close, okay? I'm grabbing on and letting go. As you get more advanced, okay? But if you notice, the other arm's still coming back because I need my momentum to be perfect, to be able to achieve that. That's why if you feel like your momentum's not perfect, go for another swing before you switch, okay? Everybody feel free to email me with any questions, and I hope to see you guys next week. All right, thanks so much.